Hello girls, in this video we are going to discuss about the following. First, we are going to derive the relation between drift velocity and current. Let us imagine A be the area of cross section of the conductor. Let n be the number of electrons per unit volume of the conductor. Let E vector be the applied electric field to the conductor. Let Vd be the drift velocity of electrons inside the conductor. Let E be the charge of the electrons. Let dx be the distance travelled by the electron in time dt. Then Vd is equal to dx by dt. dx becomes Vd into dt. The number of electrons available in the volume of length dx is written as A into dx into n, which is equal to A into Vd into dt into n. Then the total charge in this volume element is written as dq is equal to A into Vd into dt into Ne. By definition, the current is given by I is equal to dq by dt, which can be written as A Vd dt Ne divided by dt. After the simplification, you will get I is equal to NeAVd. This is the relation which gives the relationship between the current and the drift velocity. Next, we are going to derive the expression for microscopic model of current and Ohm's law. For that, here the experimental setup is given. Let A be the area of cross section of the conductor, n be the number of electrons per unit volume of the conductor, and E vector denotes the applied electric field along the leftwards, and Vd represents the drift velocity of electrons inside the conductor, and E be the charge of the electron inside the conductor. If dx be the distance travelled by the electron in time dt, then the drift velocity of the electrons can be written as Vd is equal to dx by dt. So dx becomes Vd into dt. The number of electrons available in the volume of length dx is written as A dx into n, which can be written as A Vd dt into n. Then the total charge in this volume element is dq is equal to A into Vd into dt into n into E. By definition, the current is given by I is equal to dq by dt, which can be written as A Vd dt Ne divided by dt. After the simplification, you will get I is equal to Ne A Vd. This relation relates the current and the drift velocity. Next one is the definition for current density. Current density is defined as the current per unit area of cross section of the conductor, which can be written as J is equal to I by A, where I is replaced as NeAVd divided by A. After cancelling A, you will get J is equal to NeVd. The unit for current density is ampere meter power minus 2. The vector form of current density can be written as J vector is equal to Ne into Vd vector, where J vector is equal to Ne into Vd is replaced as minus E tau by m into E vector, which is equal to minus Ne square tau into E vector divided by m. Here Ne square tau by m is nothing but the conductivity, which is represented by the symbol sigma. So the above equation becomes J vector is equal to minus sigma into E vector. But conventionally, we take the direction of the current density as the direction of the electric field. So the above equation becomes J vector is equal to sigma into E vector. This is called as microscopic form of Ohm's law. Next, we are going to derive the expression for Ohm's law. For that, the experimental setup is given here. Let us consider a segment of wire of length L and area of cross section A. When a potential difference V is applied across the wire, a net electric field is created in the wire which constitutes the current. If we assume the electric field is uniform in the entire length, the potential difference is given by V is equal to E into L, or E is equal to V by L. From the microscopic form of Ohm's law, J is written as sigma into E, which is equal to sigma into V by L. Here E is replaced as what? V by L. By definition, the current density can be written as J is equal to I by A. Hence, I by A is equal to sigma into V by L. From this equation, we can write V is equal to I into L by sigma into A. Here the L by sigma into A is replaced by the letter R, which represents the resistance of the wire. Hence V becomes I into R. This equation represents the macroscopic form of Ohm's law. Next, the graphical representation for the Ohm's law is given here. From the first graph, it is understood that from Ohm's law, the graph between the current and the voltage is said to be a straight line with a slope which is equal to the inverse of resistance of the conductor. Materials for which the current against the voltage graph is a straight line through the origin are said to obey Ohm's law, and their behavior is said to be ohmic. Materials that do not obey Ohm's law are said to be non-ohmic. These materials have more complex structure, which is nothing but non-linear relationship between voltage and current. This is given by the second graph. Next one is definition for resistivity. The electrical resistivity of the material is defined as the resistance offered to current flow by the conductor of unit length having unit area of cross section, which can be written as rho is equal to 1 by sigma, which is equal to R into A divided by L. The unit for resistivity is said to be ohm meter. It depends only the type of material or not the dimension of the material. The another form of definition for resistivity is also defined as the reciprocal of conductivity. Next one is the definition for the conductivity of the material. The conductivity of the material is defined as the reciprocal of the resistivity of the material, which can be written as sigma is equal to 1 by rho. Here sigma represents the conductivity and rho represents the resistivity. The unit for the conductivity of the material is mho meter power minus 1, which can be written as ohm power minus 1 meter power minus 1. The conductivity of the material depends only the type of the material and not the dimension of the material. Next, a general question is discussed here. Wrapping the electrical connection with a wet skin is always dangerous. Why? The answer is the human body contains a large amount of water which has low resistance of around 200 ohm, and the dry skin has high resistance of about 500 kilo ohm. But when the skin is wet, the resistance is reduced to 1000 ohm. By Ohm's law, R is equal to V by I. If the resistance decreases, the current increases. Hence, wrapping electrical connection with wet skin is said to be dangerous. Next, we are going to derive the expression for the equivalent resistance of the combination of resistors when they are connected in series or parallel. First, let us discuss about the combination of resistance when they are connected in series. Here, the pictures are given about the resistors when they are connected in series. When two or more resistors are connected N to N, they are said to be in series. Let R1, R2, R3 be the resistances of three resistors connected in series. Let V be the potential difference applied across this combination. In series connection, current through each resistor will be said to be same, which is represented by the letter capital I. But the potential difference across different resistors will be different. Let V1, V2, V3 be the potential difference across the resistors R1, R2, R3 respectively. Then from Ohm's law, V1 is equal to IR1, V2 is equal to IR2, V3 is equal to IR3. Hence, the total potential difference is said to be the sum of the potential difference across each resistors, which can be written as V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3, which is equal to IR1 plus IR2 plus IR3. Here I is common, take it outside. Hence the equation becomes V is equal to I into R1 plus R2 plus R3. Let RS be the equivalent resistance in series connection, then V is equal to I into RS. Hence the equation becomes IRS is equal to I into R1 plus R2 plus R3. So here I is said to be cancelled. Hence the equation becomes RS is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. When the resistances are connected in series, the equivalent resistance is the sum of the individual resistances. The equivalent resistance in series connection will be greater than each individual resistance. Next, we are going to derive the expression for equivalent resistances for the combination of resistors when they are connected in parallel. Here are some pictures which represents the resistors when they are connected in parallel. When two or more resistors are connected across the same potential difference, they are said to be in parallel. Let R1, R2, R3 be the resistances of three resistors connected in parallel. Let V be the potential difference applied across this combination. In parallel connection, potential difference across each resistance will be the same, which is represented by the letter capital V. But the current flows through the different resistors will be different. Let I1, I2, I3 be the currents flow through the resistors R1, R2, R3 respectively. Then from Ohm's law we can write I1 is equal to V by R1, I2 is equal to V by R2, I3 is equal to V by R3. Hence the total current will be the sum of the current through each resistors, which can be written as I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3, which is equal to V by R1 plus V by R2 plus V by R3. Here V is common, take it out. We will get I is equal to V into 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Let Rp be the equivalent resistance in parallel connection, then I is equal to V by Rp connection. From equation 1 and 2, we can write V by Rp is equal to V into 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Here V is said to be cancelled. So the equation becomes 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. When the resistances are connected in parallel, the reciprocal of equivalent resistance is equal to the sum of the reciprocal of the values of resistance of the individual resistors. The equivalent resistance in parallel connection will be lesser than each individual resistance. Thank you, girls.